All right, what's happening, everybody? Hope your evening is going well. I'm just showing you the triple arrow system. This is a trade that I took earlier. Let me move this so you can see it. This is, as you can see, I'm up 12 pips. So those who like to scalp the market, you can do that as well. Let me show you why I took this trade. And that it is a Sunday evening. And I know you're told do not trade on a Sunday. And I get that. But what happens is when you have the triple arrow system, it really doesn't matter. So let's take a look as to why I took this trade. So we're on the 1 hour time frame. If I click it to the 4 hour, on the 4 hour, you see the big arrow. You don't have the triple arrow, but you see the big arrow saying that it's going up. So what it currently looks like is that it's doing a pullback, right? So what I went and did as I went to the smaller time frame, because I confirmed on the longer time frame that it is going to be an upward trend. And as you can see, the triple arrow, 1, 2, 3. I got in a little bit late because I came in the house late, but either way it goes, here it is. As you can see, 10 pips. So if I went to check out right now, that's 10 pips. With a standard lot, that's not bad if you was trading with a standard. But the point is that, hey, you could get in and get out, or you can let this thing ride a little bit because you already know on the 30-minute, it's showing triple arrow in the upward direction. On the 1 hour, over here, you see that it was a 1 hour triple arrow, and this came up. It did a current pullback, and now you have one arrow showing up, showing, hey, it's going to now continue. And you also have the big arrow showing up on the 4 hour. So all across the board, and let's check out the daily. As you can see on the daily, it also has a triple arrow, 1, 2, 3, and it's showing that it's in an upward trend. So if we pull out our trend lines right here, let's just do that real quick. You'll be able to see instantly that we are bouncing off of a channel in an upward trend. Okay, so therefore we confirm that this is indeed an upward trend. Okay, this is an upward trend. My trend lines are ugly, huh? Doesn't matter. I really don't use trend lines anyway, because with the triple arrow system, you don't need it. That's another beautiful thing. It doesn't make a difference. It's not necessary. But the point is, triple arrows on the daily. So all the way through and through, all the way from the 15-minute all the way to the daily is showing that this should be in an upward trend. And so you can confirm that. So I took this short little trade right here, and I'll probably just, hey, let it ride. It doesn't matter. Of course, my stop loss is down here to protect the account just in case anything goes wrong. News event comes out, it could spike against me. With one of these, what you could do, because we do typically put it underneath the support bar, or where the rules are, is you put your stop loss directly underneath the butt of the arrow. So that's where we will put it, right? But since it's already moved up in profit, you can put on a trailing stop, or you can move it right here where it's a little bit less risk. Okay. And there you go. You're protected. But either way it goes, if you're just scalping the market, you want the 10 pips. Maybe you have 20 standards on this bad boy and you wanted to only 10 pips. Well, there you go. See, on the Sunday, it still works because the triple arrow system is the triple arrow system. Okay. It is what it is. Let me show you another trade that we took. And let me shrink this screen right here so you can see how many pips we are on. So as you can see on this one, guess what? This is actually a cryptocurrency trade. As you can see right here, this is a cryptocurrency trade. We took this on the 4 hour chart. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. What do we see? 1, 2, triple arrow system. It works like a charm even on cryptos. So we're currently up 75 pips right here. As you can see, 75 pips in the positive because, and let me change the color on this. Give me 1 second so that you can see that pip count, because a lot of people don't believe fat meat is greasy. And so they're always saying, oh, it's probably fake and it's probably this and that. This is one of the reasons why we never show our trades after they've been closed out and things of that nature, because we know there's always somebody out there trying to prove you wrong. So now, oh, look at there. It bounced up to 88 pips. So as you can see, the triple arrow is the triple arrow. And then you can see right here, it's falling down. This is a live trade going on right now on the 1 hour charts. What I did was I took a look at this on the smaller time frames before I jumped in. See, triple arrow on the 15-minute, a little sloppy. It goes sideways, but nevertheless, big arrow, little arrow, yellow. And so I took the trade. I had to hold this one for a while, to be honest with you, because, I held it since yesterday on the Saturday, because, with some brokers, you can trade on even on the weekends who has cryptocurrency. And so this particular broker, and I won't say the broker because I don't want anybody saying, well, what broker are you using? Then you have a bad experience and put it back on us. I'd rather not do that. So pick your own broker. But the point is those who do trade crypto, you can do that. Of course, you see it retraced back a little bit, but that's okay. Why? Because I already know where it's going. So we can hang on to this bad boy a little bit longer. So we were up 88 pips. It did a little pullback, but either way it goes, it should continue down even further, right? How do I know that? Let's go to the 4-hour charts. What do we see? A big arrow. Even though it's not a triple arrow yet, we already see that it's already in that downward spiral. So on the 4-hour charts, it's just a matter of time before the other arrows confirm and come along. Let's check the daily. Look at the arrow on the daily. And so this is one of the things I look for before I take a trade. I go out further in the marketplace to see what is the long-term trend on the daily, 4-hour, 1 hour, 30-minute, 15. And it already had started on the 15 back here. Let me scoot this out of the way so we have more room to see this. There we go. Triple arrow. 1, 2, 3 on the 15. It started, but since it was on a Saturday and through the Sunday, as you can see it jumped back up to 72 pips. But as you can see, it just went sideways for a little while. Let me insert this so you can see that. So don't fear. Have no fear. It's not that big of a deal. And the reason why it's not that big of a deal, see right here? Look, it just went sideways just because it was a Saturday, okay, and into a Sunday. But again, I didn't worry about it. You know, a trade is a trade. I can't even get rid of this color now. Sorry, you guys. And it's a bright, ugly one too, huh? Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. So let's get rid of it. So it went sideways for a little while, but I held on to it. What's the rush? Hey, patience is king around here, right? Okay, especially when you know where it's going. So if you already know all the way out to the daily it's heading down, all I did was get in early. What's the rush? Leave it alone. Let it ride. Let it ride. It may have a long way to go but I don't have to figure that out. Why? Because the triple arrows on the reverse side will tell me when to get out, like it did here. It told me when to get in. 1, 2, 3 told me to get in, and right here, triple arrows right here. 1, 2, 3 told me to get out. So you just hang on to it. See, look at there. It jumped all the way back to the 82 pips. See, that's why you just be patient and wait if you're going to trade it on the 1 hour or the 30-minute. It's going to fluctuate up and down, but that doesn't mean you have to jump out and be fearful. Why? Because you also have this confirmation of the direction on here, even though you don't have the triple arrows yet because it's a longer time frame. Nevertheless, it has the big confirmation arrows showing that the trend direction is indeed going to change. And let's scoot this down and take a look at when the last time that happened. And I'll close this video out. Okay. I just wanted to show you live trades with this system because a lot of people, you know, they always coming up with things. Oh, you know, well, it ain't real, or, you know, it's just screenshots. Oh, it's just this. And I can't stand those kind of people who just trying to come along and prove you wrong, you know, and they have no proof of what they're doing, but they always perfectly, you know, capable of telling everybody else where everybody else is fakes and wrongs. So let's take a look here. This is the 4-hour chart on the same exact cryptocurrency pair. As you can see, here it is. We had the big arrow, the little arrow, and the yellow one came in over here because it was going sideways. And some pairs, that's just what they do. Before they make their grand move, they will scoot along in a sideways motion and just drag along. So as you can see, 1, 2, and they dragged along. And right here, and then when it did take off, it kept on going. Look at that smooth, beautiful move. So now, well, I got in a little bit early, not on the 4-hour because I seen triple arrows on the 1. So what do you think it's going to do? If it made a smooth move to the upside, what do you think it's going to do? It's going to make that smooth move to the downside as well. So you just be patient and wait. 84 pips. Isn't that beautiful? And counting. And this is going live. And how do you know? Because you literally seen when it was jumped back to 63 pips and then jumped back to 84 pips. So this means that this is not a fake trade. This is actually a live trade as we speak using the triple arrow system. Okay. So anyway, have a beautiful night. And this is actually Sunday. See, a lot of people don't trade on Sundays, but you know, if you see the triple arrows, here's not a big deal. And one more thing. The reason why we don't worry is because when you get your entry in early, and I don't know why this one not showing, but as you can see, here's the entry right here with a standard lot. So the entry was about here, and it's shaded out for some reason. I don't know why, because usually it'll show up in red, but usually my entry is about here. Okay, so basically this is where I'm in. My stop loss is up here. Now, normally what would we do? Put the stop loss right above the red. But seeing that this thing has already moved down to my favor, you can constantly scoot this thing down. I can even put it right here above this red arrow to protect myself again from any huge financial loss. You don't want to put it too tight because, you know, if it does a retracement, you know, what's going to happen is during that retracement, it usually is going to spike, tap you out, and then continue in the direction you want. So this is the reason why you want to just play it cool. Don't over leverage your account and things of that nature, so that, hey, even if it does go against you, it's not a big deal. Because sometimes, again, no matter what trading system you have, if news events come out or the market makers are manipulating the market and they're trying to do these stop hunts, which is why you see these spiky candles, they're taking out, all the buyers, they spike it up, take out the stop losses, and also they induce the buyers into thinking, oh, it's going up, and they trap the buyers and take the sellers' stop loss money. Then they hit and do it again, right? So they do this stuff all the time to make you doubt the move that you knew it was going to do. So that's the reason why we comfortably put our stop loss up here, or according to the rule, right above the red arrow. And therefore, if it does go up, it will only tap you out right here. So if your entry is right here, the most you're going to lose is from here to here. But if it makes a big move like it did here, look at that ratio. Let's count the pips from here to here. From this entry to where you would have got in on this entry, that was now this is crypto, so the count is different. That would have been 889 pips. 889 pips. That's a lot of money, ain't it? A lot of money available. Okay. So anyway, good night, everybody. I'm going to sleep. Just want to do this video for you guys so you can see what it looks like on live trades, whether it's regular currencies or cryptocurrencies. And by the way, it does work. And let me show you one more thing while we're at it. One more thing, because a lot of people who have certain brokers, they can actually trade live stocks as well. So I'm gonna let's bring on Google, and let's see whether Google or Facebook. Let's do Facebook. Let's do Facebook. I like Facebook. So we'll do Facebook, and then we'll do Amazon. Matter of fact, let's start with Amazon, period. Okay, this is stocks. All right, so a lot of these arrows, they're all over the place. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal. When do we pay attention to the arrows? When it's a triple. 1, 2, 3, and what did it do? Went down. What did it do here? And this is the 1 hour time frame. 1, 2, 3, perfect. This is picture perfect. This is the Mona Lisa. 1, 2, 3, and guess what? It went up. 1, 2, 3, and it went down. 1, 2, 3, and it went up. And it kept on going. See, you don't have to guess when to get out. Look at this long move from this one. So you never know. That's why you wait for the arrows to tell you, because you're measuring different things in the market. Okay, momentum, exhaustion in the market, crossover, moving averages. It's measuring several things. And then look, finally, 1, 2, and this one came in over here. 1, 2, 3, and then it dropped for a short one, then back up. 1, 2, 3, and came back in, and it made a bigger move. Woo! Look at that bad boy. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and downward move. This is just Amazon, regular stock, all the way down. 1, 2, 3, all the way back up. Look at that. Oh, my goodness, did I miss that one? And look what we see here. 1, 2, 3. So let's take this trade live right now, okay? Because let's take a look at this crypto, and then let's come back to this. Because currently, look at that. See why I said don't get out of the trade. Do not get out of the trade. How many pips are we up by? 95 pips now. And this is on a live video. So you can't sit up there and say, oh, it's fake. Okay, if you think it's still fake, you don't need to be trading. So let's go ahead and take this trade so you can see how I would use the system. 1, 2, 3. Where's it going? We know it's going to go down. So let's go ahead and put a standard on this bad boy. And this is Amazon if the market would allow me. Oh, the market's closed. I forgot this is a stock. But what I would have done was took the little trade, moved my stop loss up here, and called it a day and left it alone. So anyway, let me do one. I got a few minutes of recording time left. So let me just take a random trade just to do a sample of how to place the trade using the system. Okay. So I may not stay in it because I'm just showing this as an example. So I'll get in and get out of it if I don't like it. But anyway, if I was getting into this one, I'll see 1, 2, 3, right click, take the trade. And since this is just I'm not going to play around with the money. I'm just going to put a penny on this one just to show you on this account. And we're going to click sell. Okay. Now the trade is there. And let me change the color of this thing. I have no idea why it's not showing my my entry. I have no idea why. Okay, so this is an ugly color, but as you can see, at least we can see it's there. So what I'm going to do is move my stop loss right above the red. and leave it alone. That's pretty much it. Move your stop loss, and your entry will be in. Move your stop loss above the red,